And hello, and thank you so much for joining us. We have got Christie here today from comfort to confidence. Hey, Christie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You said it's quite hot there at the moment.
It is, but it's okay. We're not complaining.
No, you're not complaining. So what sort of temperatures did you say it was?
I don't know exactly, but it's probably like 43-ish, which is really not the norm here at all. But we've been getting a
No.
heat wave. It's really nice.
Yeah. Okay, and you've got a pool, so
Yes, a heated pool.
okay. Oh, interesting. So with it being heated, I'm just curious. Oh, Susan's on. Can you see the
This is,
comments coming through?
I don't. Do I
Have a little
click
look
on,
to see if you can. Hello, Susan. Let's just
hi,
have a little play with
Susan.
that.
Okay. Oh, now I see.
Great. Amazing. Oh, so with your pool being heated, does
Yes.
that feel a little bit too warm when you jump in it, or is it
No.
fine?
No, it's perfect because like for days like this, we might not need it so much, but in general over here, if you don't have a heated pool, you won't use it much because it always gets like coldish at night
Yeah,
and
of course,
morning.
yeah.
Yeah, and if it rains, then it gets cold and so if you don't have a heated pool, basically you won't use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So good. All right, Christy, I'm so excited to find out all about it. And when I was thinking, because you're changing your niche at the moment, I wondered, do you want to start with saying the first niche that you started out with, then what you pivoted to, and then like where you're at right now? Just sort of take us through the journey,
Absolutely.
like where you started a few months ago.
Yeah, about 6 months ago, maybe a little longer right now. I started off motivational and confidence because honestly, I was there at the time. That was me because I was just starting YouTube with a lot of fears, and me being a perfectionist, it was really hard for me. So I felt like that was me at the time. That's why I started with that content. But truly, it's been a 2 or 3 months that I'm struggling. Every time I had to film or I had to come up with ideas, I enjoyed the filming process, but the ideation was so hard
Yeah.
because I didn't want to continue repeating the same things. And
No.
I don't want to create content on topics that people are not interested in. So it wasn't easy, and I didn't have most of the channels that were doing this type of content were faceless. So it's hard to compare yourself or get inspired by faceless. It's just not the same dynamics. So
No.
but truly, the digital product niche, let's say, is what I wanted to begin with because I do have a little bit of background. I have some education in that. So, but I was kind of like, I wasn't confident enough to start with that. I felt like, who am I? Nobody knows me.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting too, now when I hear people talk about digital products, they're talking about, hey, get the digital product kind of ready. Don't worry at all about an audience. So they're trying to kind of flip it on its head a little bit. But, at the same time, like you do need to have a little bit of something behind you. You do feel like that. I feel like that,
Yes.
right?
And that's why initially I didn't want to start like that. I was scared. But I always say, like, confidence comes with doing. So when I started doing YouTube, and I'm like, okay, I didn't die. I don't know. I'm not getting bad comments. Like, got over the part of the fear. I thought, you know what? That content from before is not aligning with me anymore. It feels forced. Although it was always authentic because I was speaking from my own experience, but I feel like I'm past that stage. I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I said, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'm going to
Yeah.
do what I feel I can do. And it's oriented towards beginners because I don't have the money, the big income to back me up. I have made some income with digital products, but nothing flashy to go and say, I made $10,000 or $20,000 or what have you. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So your first niche was motivation and confidence. So did you have a second one before digital products now?
no. I
Okay.
started my
You just
channel
sort
2 years
of,
ago. It was two
right.
years ago, but it's faceless. I was hiring people. I had
Yes.
terrifying experiences, exaggerating, but it was really bad because I didn't know anything, didn't know editing, didn't know how to do anything with YouTube. So I was totally depending on strangers who were totally undependable, horrible, everything. Anyway, so after 2 videos, I gave up. It was too expensive and it wasn't delivering. I wanted 2 videos per week. They were taking 3 weeks to give me a video, and I tried multiple guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you say you went faceless first? Did
Yeah.
the couple of videos?
2 years
then
ago.
2 years ago, and then did you say 5 months ago that you
About
started?
6 months ago.
6 months ago, yes, with the motivation and confidence.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you know what? One of the things I really, really like and respect about you is that you're just so honest. You know how we sometimes talk in the comments about, hey, like both you and I, like we'll talk about, like that's just a really honest thing to say when you said, well, actually it felt forced, like I'd kind of felt like you'd run the content, you kind of said what you'd wanted to say, and then you are, so that's a really honest thing to say, because I don't think, like there's so many challenges and struggles and everything as a creator, and we do things sometimes that we go, oh, was that forced and everything. So I really like that about you. I really like that you're you're just straight up and you're really honest. I like it.
When you start online, you have to work on your branding, but it doesn't, unless you've had a lot of experience, it doesn't come naturally right away. Branding takes time to develop, to know who you are. And one of the things that it's like branding is essentially what you want to be known for, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to be known for is the authenticity. Because to me, like, I rather say it to your face as I see it, not because I think I'm right, but that's, that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I like
rather
it.
than tell you what you want to hear, tickle your ears, right?
Yeah,
And then,
tickle your ears.
I mean, I'm not helping you, right? If I'm not saying it as it is, I'm just helping myself in a way. I cannot stand that. So
No.
This is a big part of my brand. Like, at this point, it's not just about colors. It's more about, like, who do you want people to know you for? Authenticity, honesty, and trying my best to help as much as possible. That's another reason I felt with my previous niche, maybe I don't think I was having the impact I thought I would have. I think my messaging wasn't necessarily very clear. And so to me, I'm here, yes, it's to help myself as like a self-development journey. It helps a lot. But also I want to help someone. And to help someone, you have to be clear, more specific than that. So I feel by me pivoting into the digital product for beginners, it's very clear what I'm helping the beginners with. Like,
Absolutely. And also, you also talked quite a bit about being introverted and also about being a mum as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to touch on those couple of little bits too?
Yeah, introvert, I find it got more intense as I get older. I don't know if it's because I spent more like a stay-at-home mom and spent time more at home, but I always loved being home. So for me, I don't want to go out and make like money by having a 9-to-5 job and leave my daughter to get raised by school systems and all that.
Yeah.
It's not for me, okay? And the fact that I'm introverted, I need my space, and maybe not the most flexible around people sometimes. So for me, it's very fitting to do online things, especially when I started doing it. It's like when you taste something sometimes that really aligns with you, you're not going to be interested in the other things anymore that you did for years. I mean, I've always worked full-time job until I got like my cancer, and then I got pregnant and gave birth, and I had health issues, so it was hard for me to go back out there and work. That's where it started. So
yeah, I think that's a really good point too. Like, as you say, it suits you. It suits who you are. It suits your lifestyle with you homeschooling your daughter and all of that sort of thing. And yeah, so I think that's a really good point to talk about too, because I don't think I hear many people talk about that, that actually if it fits your lifestyle and what you want to do and what feels right for you, it's perfect to be, making content or, and making digital products. So yeah, I think that's a really good point.
Absolutely. Because if you're not doing something that's what's the point of working from home if you're gonna be something that's gonna go against you in a sense? And
Absolutely.
I did that previously when I first started my online journey. I started because I wanted to make income as a stay-at-home mom. It was almost 2 years ago. And I started with Instagram and TikTok. But I was like a blind person, and I bought so many courses to teach me about affiliate and digital marketing. And even looked a little bit into what's that called? UGC,
Yeah,
UCG.
yeah.
I looked a little bit into that as well. So I mean, I've been around the block when it comes to education part, but the doing part was always hard for me. Because that's why I talk a lot about confidence, because I've come a long way. I always thought confidence comes from learning, but yes, you need to learn, but if you don't do, you're never going to get that extra confidence.
Yeah,
It's not.
totally. Yeah. And I heard someone, a really good sort of quote the other day, someone say, without taking action on knowledge, it's just trivia,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Knowledge is trivia, because if it's
You'll
just
forget it.
there,
If you don't
you do
practice it,
nothing
you'll
with it.
forget
It's
it.
just another. And we've got Reva on. Hello, Reva.
Oh, hey, Reva. That's cool.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've got a live with Reva this weekend.
I saw that.
Yes.
Cool.
And you can have a little think too, Christie, if you feel like sort of jumping into the mix of a few people, and depending on what you're doing, because I've heard that it's a long weekend in the US. Is it a long weekend for you, Christie, this
In the
weekend?
US, I have no idea, but us,
Yeah,
yeah.
bit of a public holiday, or maybe that might be, yeah.
We have a
This part.
holiday here today, yes.
Oh, today, not this weekend?
Today.
Okay.
Not the weekend,
Nice.
today.
Okay.
What do they have at the US? Memorial Day?
Yeah. Yeah. I've gone and asked.
No.
Actually, Susan, you can tell us.
No, I think Memorial Day passed.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So that's all. Okay. Right. So have you got your digital product? So tell us about your 30-day challenge.
Okay, so it's all inspired by a YouTuber. I was watching this video once. I don't know where. I don't watch him very often, but it popped up on my screen. So let me see. His was like a 21-day challenge to make your first dollar on YouTube. So I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Obviously, without AdSense. That's the whole point. So I watched the video and something clicked, and I said, that's it. I'm not happy with my previous content because I'm always struggling to find content because it's not aligning with me at this point anymore. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for what I wanted to do initially and talk about digital products because, I know more about that, let's just say. And I've given all I had in my previous content in that niche. So, but I wanted to make it 30 days. I don't know. I wanted to be more graceful with myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love it.
Yes. So, and I think it gives more time because when you change niches, and my change is not huge, I think, because it's still within like kind of taking action and eventually making money online. But when you change niches, it takes like a few videos. I don't know how many, but it takes time for the algorithm to adjust. So because what I want to do is actually, I'm launching my product soon. Hey, Riva, how are you? It's so nice to see you here. So that's why I wanted to give myself 30, because the whole point is to at least get to sell one time my product, so that I can, I won the 30-day challenge. I made my first dollar on YouTube. I mean, ideally we aim for more, but and in the meantime, like right now, I started a series. I did 1 and 2, and I'm about to finish editing my 3rd video last minute, but it's okay. And that one, it's good. I'm at a point where I'm gonna show how to get the link for the product so that you can actually post it out and start promoting it. And then I'll continue. I might have one more video in the series. Everything kind of happened last minute, but it's just because I jumped on something that I've been wanting to do for so long. Imperfect, unprepared, it's okay.
Messy.
One day at a time.
Yep. Start before you're ready. All of that, right?
Yes.
I mean, yes, you're ready, but it's like in that moment. So, do you remember who the YouTuber was that really inspired you?
Gabe Bolt. I don't know if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah. Have a bit of a look. See.
It's BULT. I think his family name. Let me try to find it. Yeah, he inspired me to do that. And it's funny, it's not, I follow him, but I don't see his content often for some reason. I think it was my sign, let's go. It was my time.
Wow. And what did you say you think his last name is?
BULT.
Okay. And his first name?
Gabe, Gabe.
Okay, interesting. Gabe Bolt. Okay, that's
I'm
really
trying
interesting.
to see if I can find him in my emails.
I'll just see if I recognize him because.
Let me just try to find Gabe. I'm sure that's his name.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, his name's come up. Yep.
because I'm in his
Oh,
email
interesting.
list. Yeah,
Ah, yes.
yeah. I
Yes,
see
yes,
it.
yes.
I believe his YouTube channel is Gabe, Gabe, and then Bult, his family name. Let me try to find
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll put it here. He's looking like he's a big swinging YouTuber, isn't he? With his 655K subs.
Yeah, there
He
you go.
makes videos about minimalism and stuff.
Yeah, I think he started off talking about minimalism, and he said that video kind of went viral out of nowhere for him, and he kind of continued concentrating on those type of minimalistic videos because he saw that worked for his audience.
Yeah. So, what do you think? I'll just put his name up here. What do you think, in particular? What do you think it was about his video, or was it his delivery, or what was it that actually just caught you and made that difference for you? Do you
We
think?
always wait to be ready, but I don't believe that you'll ever be ready if you don't want to take action. You have to decide that I'm going to take action because you've educated yourself. Like I said, I took at least 4 courses that taught me about how to create my digital products, how to link it to StanStore or whatever, how to link it to Stripe and to whatever other payment. I know the knowledge, but I was always scared to act on it. And because I've been going through doubting my not doubting, but not very aligned with my previous niche, I don't know, it just came at the right time. Sometimes it's the timing, and you just need a little push. You're ready, but
Yeah,
you need the push. And I thought to
yeah,
myself, I'm struggling with my YouTube channel to the point where I feel like I don't want to do it anymore, in a sense. Like, I want to, but I knew I had to change my niche. I knew that.
yeah,
And that, like I said, the digital product thing was my passion. When I started, I wanted to do that, but I thought with this 30-day or 21 challenge in his case, it puts less pressure on me when I'm doing it.
yeah,
And you know how you always think, the imposter syndrome, you think you have to be like the guru to start teaching. But then
yeah,
I realized, but I have the background in terms of knowledge. I'm just lacking the flashy results because I
yeah.
never gave it a chance. I
No,
sold other people's products, but never created mine. Always thought, what am I going to create? Whatever. So if I don't try, even if it fails, and it very well could, it's my first product, right? But
yeah,
I'm going to learn. I might keep it and maybe adjust it depending on people's reviews or feedback. I might, if I don't start doing it,
yeah.
the products themselves, I'm never going to learn it.
No,
I was ready. I believe I was ready, but it's also that, I don't know, I really wanted it. And I think that when you really, really want something, you got to push fear aside and just go. And whatever happens, happens at this point. you
yep,
know?
yep, yep, yep. Okay, so was it a general video that you watched where he was saying just start the thing that you want to start? Or was it specifically, has he got a 21-day challenge to start making digital products? Was it a digital products sort of video?
Because I was looking into digital products and watching videos on that topic, I believe
Mm,
the algorithm pushed his video. It wasn't.
mm,
It was like for him, it was just a part of his video that he mentioned it, and he said, "Let's start the 21-day challenge." And it was that Stan Store is doing the 30-day free trial right now instead of the 14 days. And I don't know, he made it sound so simple, and I've heard the same message multiple times.
yeah,
But I wanted it enough, but I never thought of it as me teaching beginners how to, who don't know yet.
yeah,
I know so much more than those that never took a digital course about digital products and have no idea, right? So
yeah,
why can I not help those YouTubers or small content creators who want to get monetized without AdSense? Because it takes, it's not easy to get to AdSense, right? And even when you get there, you got to be like a slave to the algorithm. So, You gotta always chase, and that's another thing, because I always want to keep it authentic. No matter what it is that I do, I don't like to buff and fluff things up
No, you're
without
not a
backup.
buffer and a fluffer.
It's one thing when I talk about something that I'm really excited about, but it's another thing to like, I cannot stand, and I fell into so many scams, even like mentorship,
Yeah,
coaching thing that I paid so much money and it was a scam. I don't want to do this to others. That's why try to keep things as real as possible, as from my experience. You
totally.
know,
And and the other thing too is we'll just say hi to Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
hi Kelly.
Thanks for popping in. Yes. So on the scamming thing, yeah. Oh, what I was going to say is, I mean, there are people that are promoting or selling information about how to make digital products, and they haven't had any sort of, as you say, like some education and some foundation. Like, were your courses, were they good? The course, did you buy one or two courses? Were they good?
The first
Or
course
they're a
I
little bit kind
bought
of,
was more affiliate marketing. Was it good? It was good, but not worth the price tag, or
mm-hmm.
that. My biggest problem is that when they advertise them or promote them as beginner friendly, but I was just doing like following instructions, and I was totally blind. It's weird. It's like a robot. You're following instructions, but you're not successful because you don't even know what you're doing, even though
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you paid for the education.
Mm,
And honestly, I feel like a short form content did not align with me, because I'm more like a deeper kind of level person.
mm.
So doing short form wasn't for me. That's another thing. That's why I feel like I found myself at YouTube, with YouTube, the long
Yep.
form videos.
Mm.
But what I hate the most, I think there's a lot. There are two courses that stood out for me. They were really good from the ones I bought. Not as beginner friendly as they promote them to be. That's another pain of mine. That's why I thought it'd be good to do for beginners,
Yeah.
because I was a beginner and I was so blind. And they tell you I sold $10,000 and whatever, but they don't tell you that they've been doing this for 5 years,
Yeah.
or that they have a mentor, or like, I mean, it makes, and when you're a beginner, you're naive. I was stupid like that. I
We are
believe it.
lambs to the slaughter, aren't we?
Seriously.
Do
And
you
it's
know?
like,
Do you
why
know?
would they lie? That's me.
Exactly. You wouldn't lie. Why would they lie? Do you know Robert Benjamin? Have you seen any of his
Yes, absolutely.
channels? So I signed up to his Instagram course,
Oh,
right?
really?
Well, maybe like a year ago, a year and a bit ago. And I got my money back even after the whole, I just applied for my money back, man. Like they did the whole kind of, hey, there's no guarantees and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, bam, send, bam, send, bam, send. And I was like, okay, here's your money back. And it's like, it's actually not
So how long
there's
after?
no money back guarantee on that.
How long
Hello.
after did he give you your money back?
I would say, like, I will just say quickly, hello to Peter. Hello, Peter. Got Peter
Hi, Peter.
Urbanowski.
Nice to see you.
Yes, Susan. Thank you so much for keeping us company today. It's really kind of you. We'll just pop a couple of these on.
Oh,
Oh, look at your new photo, Peter. I like it. I like it. Do you know Peter,
yeah.
Christie? Yes,
Yes,
you do. Of
absolutely.
course you do. Yeah. And hello, Sunflower.
Sunflower.
And so it's good to pop these on. Have you had a bit of a squizzy just before we get into the juicy bit about some Robert Benjamin stuff? Did you want to have a quick squizzy to see if it's streaming to your channel? Because if anyone is watching on
Oh,
your
I didn't
channel,
look. Let me see. You're right. I
you
forgot
won't
about
be
that.
able to see.
So I
No,
go in my
they
channel
won't be able to
like
see all of
that?
our comments. Mm?
Do I go in my
Just
channel?
just have a little quick pop on while we're saying hi to everyone.
Oh, awesome. Yes, we'll do that.
Christy should join the Stand Challenge. Are you in there, Christy?
Yes,
Are you in the Stand Challenge?
I did. I mean, I don't know. I believe so, because I got the 30-day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so have you started making your store kind of, or playing in there? Or
Yes,
have you been in there?
I would have finished this whole process, creating the product and making my store and linking the Stripe. I would have finished it a week ago, but it's the filming, because I have to film to show step by step.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That is honestly, that is a whole thing by itself. That's given me trouble, but I'm learning new things in the process, because I never did screen filming, or I never did that. So it's not easy for me. It's taking me so long.
I know, and we'll come back to that. But
Yeah.
have a little squizzy to see if you're on your channel.
Yeah.
But let's come back to your
Yes, it shows live.
your big. Oh, good, amazing. Well done. Okay, so Reva's saying imposter syndrome, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
All the way.
yeah. Stepping out of the comfort zone and out on the faith.
Absolutely.
No guru needed, just sharing with others. I found a lot of the guru courses are a bit too expensive for beginners. The right kind of course for your budget.
Most of the courses I find are not for beginners, Peter. Honestly, the ones I purchased, and I purchased maybe 6, 7, I don't remember, 8, I don't remember, but I'll have to look at my list. But and they're all higher ticket courses, with the exception of 2. They were $100, but the others are higher. And honestly, they were all, in my humble opinion, not beginner friendly, not beginner enough. They're great if you already have a good idea about the field, the digital marketing world. But when you start from scratch, I think you need a much smaller, much simpler course.
Yeah.
That walks you through, because I'm technically challenged. We had a little bit of technicalities with StreamYard before we started. So I would really need step-by-step instructions on the technical things. And I assume a lot of beginners, especially maybe our age group, would face the same issues as well.
Yeah, because sometimes when you get the step-by-step sort of instructions, someone they're missing a couple of steps. I find that too. You know what I mean? I really just want dumb first-time caller, just tell me the 10 steps, and it literally is that 10 steps. That's what I quite like. I mean, yes, we are quite used to going, we know we can't break stuff. That's something that I've, become peaceful with. If you're going to get into a whole bunch of platforms and sign up to a bunch of stuff, you just have to just go with the flow, be like water, like what Bruce Lee says, you know what I mean? Just go with it, but so, you can't break it. But sometimes, I do reach a bit of a standstill, and I think, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, but I can't get to what they're saying is the next step. So that's what you're saying, right? Just missing some steps.
It's not just missing steps. It's because maybe because they're withdrawn from reality at this point, because they've been making money for a while.
Dude, that's it.
They forget what it's like for true beginners.
Yeah.
They make it sound, it's so easy, and you're practically dumb for not making money at this point. You have yourself
30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, Christie.
Work for 2 hours a day. Seriously?
Work for 2 hours a day, and a
Especially
month's time you can quit your job.
Instagram or whatever, you got to do 3 reels a day, especially at the beginning, and you got to do. And it's so sleazy. We were told to do those sleazy side hustle videos. Oh, and I was doing them. I did them a little bit, but then I started trying some of them. Wait a minute, that doesn't work.
I know. You're not into sleazy. That's the right word. It's the right word. Sleazy. Okay, Reva's got a gem here. I got a few sales on my really inexpensive first paid product, and then now I give it away as a freebie. As long as you're learning and tweaking, you're growing. Absolutely. Exactly. You know what? Test the market. Wheel that puppy out, hey? I'm expecting by this weekend, doing our stand store live thing with the European girls on Sunday night. I'm just right, I'm going to have a couple of things actually just live on the stand store, because, I've got it there. What
exactly are you going to do with that?
Well, I've got an ebook, which I think I might have as a freebie, just a bit of a newsletter build. And it's kind of a little bit of a fun thing. Well, look, I think it's a little bit of a fun thing, because I've seen that so many creators have got the how to get started on YouTube. And so I'm doing one of those as well. But I thought, actually, I might just do one how to never get started on YouTube as a bit of a kind of here's the 15 things. And if you're doing these 15 things, you never started on YouTube. You know what I mean? But before you start, I think, we'll recognize that we're doing 3, 4, 5, or all of those things, endlessly researching and all that stuff. So that might be a little bit of a fun little freebie, because it just is a little bit different. How to start on YouTube. What else have I got there? Hey, starting the little stand store community. and then like just making sure I've got some content for that. So yeah, just what about you? What is your oh my God, here's Dee. Hello, Dee.
Hey, Dee.
Hello.
Good to see you here.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Got 23
Robert
people.
Benjamin, too much hype.
Too much hype,
I
yes.
know. All right. Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to like how long did it take for me to get my refund?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I think that we were going for a big drive that day. Like let's say, I don't know, a 5-hour drive to watch the kids play sport, and I was just in the passenger seat, and I started like sending off the emails to his little call center. But do you know what I didn't like? I tell you what I did not like. I did not like that the call center people or the person that was like doing my thing, that they were pretending that they were him. Like, why do that, right? Because I don't know, what do I want to say? I mean, maybe the course was like a few $100s, but a few hundred American, which in New Zealand money is a lot.
More for us
So
too,
yeah, but it had the big promises, and it said if you do this and you do that. So I just really went back to them saying, I've done this and I've done that, and I don't have the results. And then he sort of like, they hit into well, here's all the terms of agreement and blah blah blah. And there are number one says, there are no guarantees, blah blah blah. Maybe it wasn't number one. It might have been number one. I think it was pretty quickly up there, but I didn't read those. So that's my fault. I didn't read those because, he's such a
they make them in so
effective
small.
salesperson. He's an effective salesperson. So you get hooked up and then blah, blah, blah. And then you're just like amping for it. Yes. So that was my fault. But still, I did find that there were still a few things wrong. And so I just kept on going back and forth. I think by the time I got to my destination, sitting in the car, sending some emails, they're like, yes, okay. Like there was actually a big gap. There's a big gap to when I'd kind of like applied a bit of heat, saying, I really want my money back because blah, blah, blah.
And then to me,
I did have to fight for it, but only over the course of like a 5-hour drive. You know what I mean? Like by the time there was a little bit of a gap, to me, I think that they were pushing off to him. Here's another person asking for their money back. Here's the chain of emails. I think that, credit to the guy. Absolutely credit to the guy. I have to say that, which is honestly why I never made a video, because I'm not doing that. Like I got my money back. So I think that, they did the right thing by me. But I think that literally the gap happened when they were asking him, is this probably on the daily, you know what I mean? Here's a bunch of people. Who do you want to give their money back? So then I got the email.
How long after you purchased did you request a refund?
Well, I went through the full, I don't know, let's say 30, 60 days or whatever it was. So I waited for the full time.
So you went over the course and you found it useless, basically?
Yeah. Well, first of all, like all their promises, even the amount of help that they would give you, like obviously you're not getting like super one-to-one stuff, you know what I mean, on just a few $100 course. But it was more just that there were definite gaps where, no one could put their hand on their heart and say, hey, look, we promised these like 7 things and we only sort of gave 2 to 3, you know what I mean? Like we only kind of met barely under 50%. So I literally got my money back the next day, boom, into my bank account. I was shocked. I can tell you that.
Well, the first course that I bought, the affiliate marketing course, the dude, the creator, even in his hyped up videos and whatever, he would say, I have a 90-day guarantee that if you don't make $10,000, I'm going to give you not only your money back, but more.
Interesting. Is that on YouTube or Instagram? Or he does everything on TikTok, everything.
Instagram. And I was like, oh, well, how bad can it be if I buy? Yeah. Because it's going to be about, like you said, everything, even for us, US dollars, it's more in Canadian. Like it's like, I think the US dollar is more or less 1.37 Canadian, 38, something like that. So everything, you got to expect more in your mind, right? Whatever numbers you see. So it was about $2,000 Canadian for me. As a stay-at-home mom, like I had to find my money, you know what I mean? Like, but I said,
did you buy that? Did you buy from him?
Yes, that was the first course I bought online.
And so what was it? What was the promise that go on Instagram and make $10,000 in 90 days?
If you don't make $10,000 in 90 days, I'll give you your money back and then some.
Okay.
And
okay, yep.
and the guy, I bought it through an affiliate of his. The guy promised me to mentor me until I hit my $10,000. You know what? He disappeared the second day after I bought my course. Disappeared. I was just asking him to check my bio in Instagram because I had never set a foot in Instagram before that. I had never even been on, not even a consumer there. I don't even watch things. So I knew nothing about Instagram, you know? And he disappeared. I'm like, wow, I'm not asking for much. Like, just check out my bio, like my 3-line bio. Is it okay? Is it like well optimized? Nothing. You know.
Is this on day 2? You bought the course,
2
and
days
day
after.
2, yep, your person who was going to be coaching you just ghosted you.
And he was one of the top students in that course. He was the one making like $60K per month. But they don't say that he had been doing affiliate marketing for like a decade.
I know.
And he has tons of experience and he's taken, you know, but long story short, I then within the first month, I think 2 or 3 weeks later, because I gave it a little bit of a chance, I realized that guy is not going to help me. Obviously, I can't seek the creator of the course because he didn't sell it to me. I said, let me like do my best and finish the course and start and apply. It was so confusing, so hard for me as a total beginner. I requested a refund, I think 3 weeks later, because I didn't want to, because that was too much for me.
Yeah.
They said, sorry, we already, because they do a done for you funnel. They did our funnel as a part of the program. Sorry, we already started working on your funnel. So what? I don't have my funnel yet. I can't even sell the course yet. No. And there were multiple people that I knew that tried to get a refund from him. He never gave the refund back. There were people who paid $10,000 for a one-on-one mentorship with that dude. After purchasing
Robert Benjamin or the other guy?
I
the other
haven't said
guy.
that dude's name.
Got it. Yeah.
He's a big shot. He's in Dubai now,
Yeah.
you know. But there were people who paid him $10,000 for one-on-one mentorship. And when we had like a weekly call on Zoom every week with him, where we had to like raise our hands and he'd ask us questions and whatever, we'd ask our questions. And so people were getting there and they're saying, we took your one-on-one $10,000 mentorship and it's been a month and we haven't had a chance to even talk to you yet. You know what he said? I'll never forget the arrogance. Well, I'm a busy man. He talks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm a busy man, you know, I don't have time. What? You gotta wait.
He's a busy man spending all your guys' $2,000
Mm-hmm.
Not doing any work.
You are asking people who pay $10K to be one-on-one with you. They haven't even gotten a call from you because you're busy. Who's making you busy? You know?
So you're saying, and I'm not asking you the names, of course, but you're saying that you bought a course from a person, but you never bought anything from Robert Benjamin. Did you say that?
No. But I'm just talking for me, it's very important for people to understand there are a lot of courses out there. My issue is with the way they're being promoted. A lot of them are not for beginners, you know, and don't promote them for beginners. Make a smaller ticket, a lower ticket course for beginners, and then, you know, upsell them. If they like you, you can upsell them your services for a more in-depth course. Don't charge $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 for a course advertised as for beginners when it's not for beginners.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, beginners are blind, you know, they know nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, and it's the sales tactics. As Dee's saying, can you imagine taking 10,000 from someone? Yeah, that is scammy.
He's even like
if you're not actually have something decent, you know, that you're actually like providing that person.
That wasn't on doing YouTube. That was a course to teach you affiliate marketing and how to make money online through affiliate marketing. I'm just talking like I like to raise awareness because I think those people give a bad name to the honest ones who actually offer, you know, decent products or services.
Yeah. And then we'll come back to what Peter's question is. But I do really want to touch on, Christie, like your video production, like with you doing these new digital products, videos that you're doing. Honestly, like I said to you in the comments, I was so impressed with the massive step up. You know, like actually, I think what you said to me when we were talking about doing this, you were saying, I'm just trying to get this hell of a video out. You know what I mean? Like done. You literally said that. And I'm like, I've seen that one. I've seen it, you know, and I'm like, wow, like honestly, you had so much. And I even saw, if you don't mind me asking, I saw that you moved to some footage. Did you have some ducks in a pond, or did you have some, was it your daughter or something? You had some other little bit of video in there, but I'm
Yeah.
watching your screen record. I'm watching just so many aspects. I'm like, girl, your technical thing, you have just jumped up right here. So I was so impressed. I was so impressed. The fight. Like, did you mean to put the little extra bits of footage in there with sort of like the bit of
No,
B-roll?
it's because when I first recorded the introduction by itself, the video when I was showing, and then I was recording the screen recording in my PJs, so clearly I didn't want to be in the in the video. And that's why when I had to add some more information, I didn't want to go back. And, you know, at that point, I just wanted to get going as is, you know, when I had the chance, because my time is very limited between, you know, my daughter, my part-time job, my husband, my house. It's insane. So, you know, by the time I got back, I realized I need to add some more information because my intro was incomplete. And that's when I had taken these videos like a month ago. I said, you know, let's use them. Why not? I know it's a little irrelevant, but I'm like, I don't care at this point.
Do you know what? I actually loved it because I thought to myself, oh, you've either kind of just popped it in there, but that's what you do. I love that. I literally had a little smile, like my little creator heart went out to you as well, because I thought, you know, like, and it was, guess what else too? But it was that slightly random thing that when people have something a little bit unexpected in their videos,
wake up.
It refocuses you, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of go, oh, okay, there's some ducks. You actually made me take some duck footage in the weekend, by the way, after watching yours. I just happened to be near some ducks. So I thought, oh, this will be some good B-roll. But literally, I just thought, good for you. Like, and it refocuses you because you're like, oh, what does this have to do with the video?
You know, it calmed me down. I was so stressed out at that point because I'm like, if I could just create the product and put it out there, it would have been so smooth going. It would have been done so long ago, but I have to film everything because I want to teach, right? I want to help.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I learned.
Totally. I loved it. There was just so much in there. And as you say, like, honestly, you know what? It's quite the struggle. It's like a fight. Like, I remember when I was making my very first videos and trying to understand how to put text in this on the screen and just all of that stuff, or all of that. It's just kind of, it's stressful, man.
Yes,
hey,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so we've got to go back to Peter here. I'll have to look at how to incorporate Instagram into my brand, looking at what I can and should post on Instagram. And yeah, Reva just saying she gives a super one-to-one and no super guarantees, just personalized strategy and commitment. Yes, and I see like Alexa, for example, I see her, she really pivoted from like doing these quite structured courses, I think. And then she moved to where she talked about just, hey, come on, let's do an hour one-to-one, like 45 minutes or an hour. What questions do you have for me? So I do see quite a few creators saying, you're actually buying my time, my expertise. I'm here for you. I'm present. Let's have a one-to-one. So
that's the thing when it's your channel, you want to build your community as much as possible, and from there you go to see what's suitable for your viewers needs wise, I think, and what goes with you too. It has to align with you too.
Yeah. Look what Peter's saying, Reva, because of you, anytime I hear the word do you know what? Literally, I was saying one day about how I was repurposing and making shorts. I'm going, oh, I don't know, I use Nexus clips or Opus or something. And it was because Reva's Nexus clips, because I use Opus. But I'm with you, Peter. I'm like literally like shouting out to Nexus clips because of Reva. So
have you tried both?
I haven't tried Nexus, no, because I think I must have just
better.
yeah. Maybe that, Reva, I know she's got a bit of a deal with Nexus. I had a guy reach out to me about to generate me 10K to monetize my audience.
These people, man, they're so
Yeah. I figured out how to make my own stuff. I know, honestly, Reva, I think that Reva was I sort of feel like it was quite fast up to the top, really, like quick, like maybe 6 months or something, maybe quicker, up to 20K, 15, 20K or something. Like you figured it out fast, Reva. I couldn't even spell fuddle when I started. Yeah, 2K. I know, 2K. I know. That's what you paid for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't want
no,
to meet
I
with you.
paid for the hype. I
Mm.
fell for the hype, and
Yeah.
work to one
Yeah.
hour a day, 2 hours, just sit
I've
and
fallen
point,
for the hype.
just
Yep.
sit and point, and yeah, right.
Yep. 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 I mean, yeah. I mean, I paid for a course that didn't deliver as well, and because I'm still in the group,
Was
like the
that the
Discord
YouTube course?
group, a YouTube course, yeah, a year ago, and that didn't do what it promised to do. So I had conversations with the person on that course, but I'm just still in the Discord group, and like a revised course is coming along, and so I'm getting
You get
into
access.
all of us are still getting access to that when that comes along, and and there's some good helpful bits and pieces, but it's challenging, I think, when creators say, I can promise you 10,000 followers in 45 days, right? So hypothetically speaking, and those things don't happen. Yeah, so we're talking about courses and stuff like that. Yeah, so Peter actually said before, what do we look for when we do courses anyway, just while then we can wrap up on the courses.
Well, we look for if it over promises. And don't get me wrong, it's not like right now my first digital product. I'm so hyped about it. I'm so proud of myself because I've been
I
wanting
know,
to.
and let's move to that because I want to find out about that as much as you can tell us. So we'll talk about that
Right,
after
we'll talk in a
this.
minute. But what I'm trying to say is like I'm so excited about it. So, but I'm not trying to hype it. That say it's like the answer to all your problems or anything. When it's overhyped, not excitement, but hyped in the sense, oh, work 1 hour a day and you're gonna make $10,000 in no time. Make $1,000 extra. When they specifically mention, I can't stand when they mention amounts. Like make this much. How do you know I'm gonna be able to make this much? You can't guarantee me. If you can guarantee me, awesome. Courses
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm talking. I purchased. So did I ever purchase? I purchased, yes, one Think Media course on YouTube, which was good.
Interesting. Is that their? Because I think Alexa Saranoia did the Think Media one, didn't she?
They have a course and they have kind of a mentorship. I purchased a low ticket course and it was on special.
Yeah, like is it $99 or something like that? That low ticket one.
It was on special. I don't know what the original price is, but I remember they had it on special for $47, $49 or something.
Yeah, yeah, maybe like half price special. I think it might be normally 99 or something.
That
maybe.
was the only course that I ever purchased on YouTube, by the way. And that was back like 2-3 years ago. So it was, I have nothing bad to say about it. For beginners, it was advertised as beginners. It did the job. It was good, But you know how like when you're first starting something, you need like over and over messaging to get it. And it's weird, but it needs time it takes time for you to really grasp a totally new idea. But in general, what you want to look for what you want to look for in a course is if it's being overhyped right away, I'm not going there anymore.
No.
If it's giving promises of income, I'm not going there anymore. If it looks or feels ambiguous, I'm not going there anymore. I personally, I just, my last course I purchased was about a year ago, but that was for Amazon affiliate, Amazon influencer program. It was like $500 US. But anyway, I have nothing bad to say. It was a great course, but I wouldn't sell it because, anyway. But all the digital marketing courses, they have a lot of hype, and honestly, they kind of copy from each other. Because at the end of the day, there's so much that someone can give. There was like a grandfather course, and from that course, I don't know, it stemmed into too many new creators creating their own courses, copying that major course that made it big.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly for me. I mean,
Yeah. And this is a really good comment from Dee about anyone can get an Amazon affiliate link. I got one, it didn't cost me anything.
It's not affiliate.
No, but so tell us the difference between what is an affiliate influencer program or Amazon influencer program. What is that? I don't know what that is.
The Amazon influencer program, the affiliates make more if they manage to sell. Because when it's the associate program or the affiliates, they got more commission per item in general, but they have to get their own traffic. But what I love about the Amazon influencer program is the fact that you don't worry about your traffic. You have I don't know, a toaster, right? You have it at home. You take a picture of it. It's going to show you if it's being sold on Amazon.com, .ca. .ca is a loser. I make practically no money there. .com is much better, but anyway, you take a picture. If they sell it there, whether you bought it from there or not, you can make a video on it. It's not
Yeah,
not a review. It's called a
No.
shoppable video. So you
Yeah.
make a shoppable video just talking about the item. You don't mention prices, obviously. You just talk about the benefits and if there are cons about the item. Ideally, you want to just do that for items that you like.
Yeah.
Because why would you talk about an item you don't like?
No.
No one's going to buy it, right? But anyway, so that's what it is. And the videos go on Amazon. Amazon will place your video on that particular item. So you're getting Amazon's traffic on your video. Of course, there are other videos, but essentially that's the difference. With the associate, you have to do your own videos and post it on social media and get your own traffic. That's the difference. So
is that the UGC, the user generated content?
No.
Okay.
That's again something else. But it's similar in a way.
Yeah. Sounds a bit confusing. Like,
that one is more, let's say you have a lot of makeup. It's always you have to niche down, otherwise you won't reach the people.
Right.
The necklace is better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one you have to worry about the traffic. I made my videos. I stopped because I don't want to continue buying products and then I don't want to. I did what I did. I did what I did, but that's it. I forgot about them. And now I get little commissions here and there. It's not huge, but hey, I did them once and I forgot about them. Yeah, so that's the difference. But that one you have to apply and either you get accepted or not. And to get accepted, you have to have a certain following on TikTok, especially in some engagements. So it's not just, you don't automatically get accepted. But it's been easier lately, I find.
So the course that you bought on the Amazon influencer program, you bought a course on that?
Yeah.
So is that why you made some videos? Like, did you decide to then take action on that and give that a really good go?
No, I've been wanting to do that for a few years. And when I finally applied last year at some point, I got accepted. And after I got accepted, I bought that course because I wanted access to like more in-depth information about the program all in one place. I don't want to waste months looking for things on YouTube because there are other things within the program that you need to know about. And if you know how to it's the tips, the tricks, not tricks. But
yeah. That's what you're looking for, to save time, energy, money, right? When you buy a course.
It's just the price is right. Yeah, that course was for $497. I think she was gonna bump up its price to $990 or something like that. And that's what kind of gave me the push to buy it because I had been following the lady for a while. She used to be an Amazon seller. And she's been doing Amazon influencer for a few years, for like 2 or 3 years. So she's been around. She has the experience to back it up. So she sounded credible to me. That's why hey, grow with Bree. Hey, Bree.
Yes. So, Bree, you have come in at just the right time. We're talking about user-generated content. Yeah, that's right. We're just talking about it. And also, I can see that, Bree, you've pivoted away from doing that.
Oh, I haven't seen her videos in a while. It's like she disappeared from it.
Yes. So tell us, Bree, give us a little bit of tea about that.
One of my friends
while we're waiting. Too. Yep. So what did you say, Christie?
One of my friends started that too a while ago, and she actually was getting some brand deals, but a lot of it was more like, because when you're starting off, you have to do a lot of free work for your to build your portfolio. And she's a mom too, a stay-at-home mom or whatever. So I think she got drained because she's doing all that. Yeah, I'm doing it, but smarter there. Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Peter. Yes, so that's right. But definitely, I definitely got the vibe that, sort of reducing down on that. So what are you mainly doing on your channel now, Bree? I think might be selling digital products or...
yeah, I haven't seen from her in a while. I haven't heard from her in a while. I haven't seen videos. I don't know.
We've got Thank you,
It was nice
Dee.
to have
Thanks.
you.
Thank you so much.
See.
Thanks for coming in. Reva.
Mhm.
I used to sell on Amazon, Susan, the same, but had to buy courses to unlock brands to sell on Amazon. Oh, interesting. Well worth it for that. I used to sell Amazon, but had to buy courses to unlock brands to sell on Amazon. Well worth it for that.
Yeah, I guess some courses or some creators could give her access to brands. Never had to pay for $100 though.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
but
want a
that's
little bit. We want a little bit more information, Susan, because you're saying it was worth it. So, are you
it's
making some money
complicated to sell on
on
Amazon.
that? Okay, so Bree, I'm still doing UGC and making videos. I posted today. Amazing. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
hmm. It's funny how we have a lot of subscribers in common.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. So when are you going to, so tell me, how are you, I wanted to know, are you going to be selling your digital product on Stan
Yeah,
after
I am.
this, like after June passes and the 30-day free trial passes? Are you going to put it there, or are you going to be selling it on a website or
Not
somewhere
website.
else?
Certainly not a website. It's not worth it anymore to build websites. You got to worry about bringing traffic to them, SEO and all that stuff. For now on Stan, it depends. Honestly, I don't know. I'll see where it takes me after 30 days, but I'm there for now. If it works out for me, I'll stick around because honestly, Stan is very user friendly. It's very easy, and that's why I was initially planning to show like how to get the link on stansystem.io because I did that too, and it's not the easiest. It's not hard, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And the beacons, which I had to learn for myself because I haven't tried beacons. But then I figured, oh, I'm not going through the hell of recording my screen that many times, over something that I'm not sure if people are interested in.
Mm.
So I thought I'd start with Stan now, and if I get any like feedback from viewers saying that they want to see other like more free options, then I might do a video on that. Otherwise, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
Okay, so I think the 30 days finishes at the end of June, doesn't it? Which is what, like a sort of a week away, or
Honestly, I
a
don't
week
know if
away?
it's from when the day you start or if it's that month, because
Right.
it did specify. It
Yes.
says 30 days.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe they're just doing like there's must be two things. One is the 30-day creator challenge, which is all of June. So there's that. And then I think they must have, as you say, opened up just the 30 days now. So from when you started, so when did you sign up to Stan for the
I
30
signed up
days?
yesterday, and I
Okay,
was
cool.
filming the steps. And today I was working on Stripe because my old account is gone, so I had to start a new account, but I didn't film that one. And
Yeah.
I still have to film where I'm like joining Stripe to Stan.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that fits really, really well, that you've got 30 days to just play with your product on there and all of that kind of stuff.
I mean, my product is there in my Stan store right now, but
Yeah.
I still can't be purchased because I have to still like link a payment method.
Yes. Okay, cool. Amazing. So it's ready to, so when will it be ready for sale?
It should have been yesterday, but things happened. It should have been today, but I was struggling with Stripe.
So you think the next couple of days, by early next week?
Ideally today, tomorrow. Ideally, I'm gonna try to finish it today, at least, the filming, and try to do most of the editing because I have to put voiceovers after or whatever. It takes a lot of work, but I want to do it ASAP. So keep our fingers crossed. But at the same time, I don't want to kill myself with the pressure, because if I feel like I have a lot of pressure, I give up. So I don't. That's why, that's another reason why I put my products for $1, not because it has no value. But because I figured it's my first product, so it's kind of a test, to test the market, because I haven't really researched. But I know it should come in handy, at least for some people. But at the same time, it's kind of like funny because it's a 30-day challenge to make your first dollar. So I thought it'd be nice, it'd be suiting to put it up for $1 so that I win that part of the challenge at least, all it takes is one.
All right, so here's your opportunity. Tell us about your product. Tell us, like, it's $1. So what will we get? What will we get for our $1?
Basically, I meant to make it a 2-3 page, but it's 26 pages. But because what I want to do is give ideas of digital products for beginners that are beginner friendly, but not just, like all these things that you get, here's 100 digital products you can create. No, it's like 15 products that you can create as a beginner from scratch that are easier to create depending on your type of YouTube channel. And I also like for every YouTube type channel, let's say if you have a cooking channel, or if you have, I don't know, a health related channel, losing weight or whatever. So maybe you could pick this type of product to create, and I give an idea to make it a little more narrowed down, a little more like, not just, I want to lose weight in 3 months. For example, how do you lose weight in 3 months if you have diabetes? I don't know, just randomly. That's not the case. But So I try to give a tip for each product on how to make it narrower, more like, niche down if you want, or more specific. Because ultimately what you want to do when you create a digital product is solve one problem for one person. Because that's ideally your ideal viewer, right? Audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for every type of product that I suggested, 15, like I said, depending on your YouTube channel, niche or type. And then I give like a tip on Canva, like, so you go search this type of template. So if you're doing, for example, a checklist, you go search this type of checklist. So essentially that's what it is for different. So it's more than just, these are 15 different digital products you can create. Because I wanted it to be practical, and I wanted to solve a problem right away, a mini problem, because it's for beginners. If you don't know WhatsApp, because you know why? Because I struggled with this for so long. That's why, I don't know if you remember when we had our group, when I was with you live a couple of weeks ago. I said, it's so easy to create a digital product when you know what you need to create, when you know your niche, when you know your audience, right?
Yeah.
It's not the creation that's hard, it's actually narrowing it down. So that was my purpose of creating that product, to try to help a beginner determine what is going to be potentially a good product for their channel with little tips. Plus, with my videos, I wasn't going to include the steps in my product because that's going to make it extremely long. And, it's visual. It's better if you watch a video so they can watch my videos where I'm going step by step showing how to create the product.
Yep. So did you say, have you got little videos inside your digital product?
No. I said I didn't want to create, I didn't want to make it huge. It's just going to be for $1, and it's my, you got to test the waters before you go and work for days on a product, right? I mean, I worked for about 5 hours on my product. So between the ideas and the scripting and, the actual Canva, because, you have to make the script and then you copy and paste it into Canva. That makes your life easier by the time you get to that stage, so.
So how are you going to promote it? We've got a couple of questions saying, how will you promote your digital product?
So after I have my link, hopefully by tomorrow max, I'm going to link that, but then I'll link my Stan Store to my YouTube channel. And then I'm going to make a video on that. Actually, I'm going to mention it, my product, when I do the Stan Store video, that it's because it should be live by the time I post that video. And I'm going to promote it as a product. My product is going to solve a mini problem that when you get access to it, you can go and start working on it right now. That's what we need as beginners.
Yeah.
To make things simple.
Yeah.
And broken down in a way, they always say, make your content simple that a 5th grader can get it, right?
Yeah.
More or less. So not that anyone is dumb, but when we're starting something new, I mean, we're blind, literally, because I've been there. I still remember what it feels like. So I wanted to make it as simple as possible, as useful as possible, so that when you get it, and you go through it and you look and find, okay, where does your YouTube channel fit in? And okay, there, I'm here. Therefore, I can do this type of product, and let's go. I'll do 2-3 pages. Let's go. That's the point.
Yep. All right. Look at Bree's message here. I love that we're here. Do you all want to create an accountability call?
Oh,
yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
That sounds amazing, Bree.
Yeah. I will. I'll look up your email, Bree, to see. I'm sure you've got your email in your about. Just make a little note, and we will chat about that. Bree.
Yeah,
Because yeah, Bree's really grown her channel like fast, I think too. Like she got in there, she did the business, and boom, boom, boom.
she has experience with content creation that helps a lot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I did Pinterest previously when I had my podcast. I'm going back to it. It's one of the best ways. Interesting. We want to hear all about that. We do want to hear all about that. And I heard a quote yesterday that resonated with me. Don't build a niche, build a movement.
Yes.
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 It's really interesting because actually it's probably the same one that came up on my feed, Peter, because I've saved that to watch till later. I was just going to look that up, but probably the same video. I have Pinterest, but really have no idea how to use it for anything rather than looking for tattoo designs. Yeah, I mean, one of the things, I mean, who talks about it? Who talks about the one thing?
What about build
That
a
book, there's a
movement?
book called The One Thing, and I
Oh,
think, I don't know, I just see some, is it Daya? I don't know, I'm trying to think of the name, but maybe it is Daya, Deya, I think her name is. She's quite fun.
I don't know her.
I think she's been advertised by us, or not advertised. I think that she's been interviewed by, maybe is it Jack Conte, the co-founder of Patreon? Like she's, I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah,
like I
I've
think
seen
of
her.
Daya, yeah. I think she talks about the book called The One Thing. So I haven't read it, but I definitely know that like when I started my YouTube course, like the advice was, and I don't know anything about anything, but they just said, just do your one thing
Yeah.
until you can kind of grow that. Because, on my perfume channel that I used to have, I did a bit of, Instagram, and I did a bit of this and did a bit of that. And so
Not good,
I
not
don't
good.
know, it's kind of just all nothing. You know what I mean? Like for me, I didn't have the expertise or anything to kind of like build all of those things up to be something. So that's why for me, I haven't even gone on to Instagram yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Because I just know that I'll just be like, oh, new shiny object to kind of like do some stuff on.
That's the
And
thing, that's why I was buying all these
that's
courses, the
me.
shiny object
The
syndrome. I
shiny
have a whole video
object.
about this.
Yep. I look up all the still life photos to paint. Yeah, I know. Pinterest is super fun. Bree, is AI virtual influencer taking over UGC? What a great question.
But you know
What
what
a
I,
great
I don't like
question.
about UGC? It started off as like the most authentic thing, as you as a consumer who's kind of supposed to kind of sort of review a product or demonstrate it in one way or another. And then I find that it became super polished. And to me, it kind of defies the purpose. Like I was talking to my friend who was doing UGC last year, and I'm like, but it's changed. Like she had to do a video for a brand. They sent her the product. It took her like I think a whole day of filming that video because it was multiple different things that she had to like show. It was like a whole hair set thing, shampoo and conditioner and treatment and whatever. So she had to show different stages. Like it was hell, but it was a very good video that she made at the end. But all that for just a few minutes, though. It was a short.
Yeah. So, but that was the requirement from the company, was it? That if you do the video
Yeah.
for them, and maybe
Yeah.
they must have paid accordingly. Did they pay
Didn't
her
pay her.
well? Because they don't. It's only on the sales, right? Is
In
that the whole point of
Australia,
UGC?
they just sent her the products for free because she was just starting off, my friend. So like that's why I said she had to do a lot of like free things, free videos and whatever, because you want to build your profile,
Of course. Your
portfolio.
portfolio. I
Mhm.
heard that. I learned that term from Bree. Good question from Susan. What is UGC?
You want to talk or?
Do you want to talk because you know more about it? I really don't know
But
much about it.
it's basically user content generation or something. I keep forgetting, but you have a product, you have a line of products. It's a niche like makeup. You love makeup. You have tons of makeup. So you create videos, short videos, putting that makeup on, showing how to put the makeup on, whatever style you choose to go about it. It could be like a storytelling or just watch me get ready in the morning, whatever. And you're just showing the makeup, generator content. Thank you, Riva. I keep forgetting, but I know what it is. But anyway, so basically that's what it is. And you post on social media. And they say you don't have a following. You don't need to have a big following to get jobs. But you got to do a lot of free at the beginning in general. I mean, my friend bought a course on that on the UGC, and she was going by the course. It's not like she just was testing the waters by herself. She knew what she was doing when she started, you know. But it's a lot of work at the beginning for a complete beginner, and it might not pay off right away. Eventually, brands might find you, and if they like you, they're gonna offer you free products. And then eventually you say, no, I'm gonna charge you $50, 100, 200, depending on your credibility and your experience. You got to charge more per video. That's essentially what it is.
Yes. And okay, cool. Thank you, Peter. Look at this. Okay, Reva's getting the love. She's getting the love. Yeah, we do love Reva's content.
Yes, definitely. I
Yes.
feel she's real, and that's why I was attracted to her.
Yes. And this is the interesting thing too, Susan, on Friday night. It's a pity that you're not available, but you could watch the replay if you wanted to. But that is Tiff's takes coming on to that, talking about how she's like using her AI. And if anyone else on this call is like wants to sort of be in on that on Friday
Who's
night,
coming?
because Tiff's takes. So write that down. Tiff as in Tiffany. Tiff's takes. She just came in on the chat on the weekend. And she was just talking about how I think she's been like quite involved in marketing. And I think she even said that she's like worked a bit in her job with influencers and stuff. But then she said she decided to make her own channel and just grow her own channel. But she was talking about how she's been using AI like quite extensively. And like I think the Chat GPT 4. But she sort of like talked on quite a bit about it. And I was like, oh, wow, do you want to come onto a live and talk about that? Because I think that's a bit of a gap in our sort of like live sort of regular space.
There's
that,
like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you go, Christie.
Go. Finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I just think that there's a real opportunity there for us to like be bringing in people who want to share. Because, I mean, I was looking at, is it John Hugh, like the Stand Store, one of the co-founders? I think it was him that I heard on one of his videos that he said every Friday he has a 15 minutes with his team. How have you used AI this week? And they just kind of have a bit of a free roll it, and they just share. And I just think, wow, that is a great question. And imagine if, you know, we had a live that said, how have you used AI this week? You know what I mean? And we just all talk about that, because there's just so much. So yeah, so Tiff is coming on the Friday night one to talk about that.
In a few days?
Yeah, in a few days. But if you want to come on that, Christie, because, you know, you're getting so 7:00 EST.
Yes, 7:00
on Friday night.
Like last.
Yeah. So if you want to come on that, Tiff has just confirmed that she can make that.
Okay.
But I think she's got quite a lot to share. Like she just went dip, like, and I'm just like, okay, like my brain is already just really super like lighting up right now with excitement.
There's a lot of AI things going on Instagram now. Those people, there's like a program that's circulating that they're running it, they're promoting it, they're selling it, that will clone you. And the girl keeps putting shorts. I forgot her name, the creator. She already has a huge following, but she keeps putting shorts and saying that that's not her, that's her AI copy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot now, and I don't know if you're familiar with it. I'm sure you've heard of it. Poppy something. What's it called?
Oh, yeah, Poppy AI. I think it's
Poppy
called
AI.
Poppy
I mean,
AI.
For me, that is the ultimate one, but it's expensive. I find it's
expensive AF. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's expensive AF. Yeah, for sure. I think I did a trial with them, and I also Spotter Studio. I had a bit of because who's that girl? What's her name? And she's been sponsored by Stand Store at the moment, and I'll think of her name. But anyway, she's talking a lot about Spotter Studio, which is probably quite similar to Poppy AI. Maybe I think Poppy AI is probably better.
I heard of it from Nikki. She's an introvert too. And she her whole channel talks a lot about AI. She does more lives than actual videos.
Interesting.
I forgot her name.
I know. Now, this is the really good point. Peter, information overload, Instagram, Pinterest, AI tools, so much to learn. Do you know what? So this is the whole thing. This is why it's really, really good that we're having like realistic conversations about if you do UGC, for example. Like to me, all of these things are all just like, they're all your racehorses, aren't they? Pick your, they're racehorses in your, they're like a stable full of racehorses, and which ones do you want to invest in, right?
Yeah.
Time, money, everything.
Yes.
So for me, that is why I think that, you know, like, I don't know, like might have dabbled a bit in Pinterest and might have dabbled a bit in that. To me, they all take a lot of time. This is my personal view, a lot of time to really develop and to grow.
Yes.
So, you know, and you know what? Yes, I guess I could go and like learn the AI tools to kind of like help me boost all of those. But you know what? It's all time. It's all time to put into which AI tool, because I still think that this is what I think, and I don't know, but maybe Bree and Reva, you could let us know. I still think that you've still got to have that human touch in there and some input. Like, I don't think at the moment, like I don't know, that we can just put out a whole bunch of content and actually not look at it, and it just all goes off.
I just remembered another thing.
Quality. I'm thinking about quality and your brand. You know what I mean? Because you have to stand behind all of that.
I think that AI is super useful, but not without us, okay? Because first of all, you got to train it. Whatever ChatGPT or whatever, you got to train it to know you first. If it doesn't know you, it's going to give you very generic advice. And I know because I had been training it for the ChatGPT, the free version, for the past few months. And sometimes at this point, it freaks me out a little bit because it pulls up things about me. I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot that I told you that kind of thing.
And it calls you Christie, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then my one will go blah, blah, blah.
You're an introvert. So the last time I had to say, please forget about the introvert now, because I don't want my content to be about introverts. I had to actually, but I heard I watched a video yesterday, someone talk about, and I've heard of it before, but it made more sense at this point. Training your own AI bots.
Yeah.
But like actually creating that as a digital product afterwards to sell to people. So you'll have this product to sell to people where you can train for them, depending on their channel or their needs, their own bots, AI bots. So I think this is really interesting because this is personalized. To me, ultimately, things to help you have to be personalized. It's no longer about the general information thing. If it's not personalized, especially with AI, if it's not personalized, forget it. You're going to get kind of lost in it.
Oh, totally. That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? You do need to sort of to focus in on something. And definitely, like, you know, Reva's doing a lot. She's doing a lot of funky things in the AI space and training her agent or her GPT, Pernilla from at Mind on Mind. She's like been training her GPT. So yeah, I mean, the one thing that I have kind of like, I do understand is it's definitely about the prompts. So that seems to be like, I can see people giving away digital products and selling about the prompts. And so, yeah, there's all of that.
And the prompts are okay. But again, I think that the more you work with it, the better you're going to become, the better it's going to be for you personally.
Yeah.
Because the prompts could be okay, but you still have to kind of personalize them. So I think it's something you learn as you go, as you, experience with it.
Yeah.
Working on. Yeah. That's right. I saw that, Reva.
Yeah. Bree's channel is really fun.
Yeah. I was watching all of her videos, but I don't know if she hasn't posted in a while, but I find she disappeared, at least from my feed.
I saw a little comment back there where she said she took a few weeks off to refocus.
Oh,
which is very cool, isn't it? You know.
There you go. That's yes and no.
Reveal AI is going to make ChatGPT defunct.
Have you tried it, Peter? Do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think he's giving big props to Reva's Reveal AI.
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. So was there anything else that we wanted to cover off just about, so we've talked about your new, that's so cool. That's so cool hearing about your new niche. And you know what? I saw the excitement. I saw the excitement in your video, like when you were, and I just thought, so, you know, like how you just said that you kind of just like, you went off doing your last content because you just felt like it was a bit harder, you know what I mean, to kind of be coming up with fresh ideas and things. But I saw the big excitement. I'm like, girl, you just go for it. You know, we
Yeah,
all have to
because
just
I've
go
been
for
wanting
it.
to do it for a while, but like I said, you know, I was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. But finally I got over it. I'm like, I'm not gonna let that stand in my way. You know, because that's how you become a professional in something. You start from nothing, from down the bottom. You learn as you go.
Yeah. Yep, exactly right.
We're
Mrs.
starting
G,
to
have I said hello to you? I hope I have. I've been reading your comments, but then we might have got a few of a flurry. So Gina has been heartily happy, has been doing, have you done a couple of lives now, Gina? I still have got to watch your video where you're a little bit stop-starty and I've heard you make jokes about it, like, you know, just your first live, right? Like we've all got wonky first lives, well, certainly I do. Back to doing at least 2 times per month.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
very
good.
cool.
Good.
Yep.
I think maybe
Starting
we're
from the bottom.
doing group lives. I caught 1 or 2 of them a while ago.
Yep. Yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we covered most of the things. Perfectionism. I remember there was something about perfectionism. How did I like get over it or something? I think one of your questions. And
Yeah.
because I'm such a perfectionist, and that's still my way forever. And I never got over it, but I'm just trying to work in spite of it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So how are you feeling about, you know, like if you were to do another group live, because the group live that you came into, we were all a bunch of chatty Cathys, weren't we? That night, do you remember?
The thing with me, I don't do well because I'm an introvert. I don't do
No,
too well in
yes,
groups. And I told you
yes,
that a while ago. Like
yes, I
when
know.
one-on-one, even 3 people, I'm fine. I can talk. But
Yes.
if there's a group, I dissipate.
You're
I
not
don't
you're
know.
not barging in, are you? You're not a
No,
barger inner.
no.
No.
Plus, I function better in structured environment.
Yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
topic. My brain goes there, focuses on it. But if it's a little bit here, a little bit there, I don't know. Maybe I have ADHD. I have no clue, but I lose track of
If
the
you don't
conversation.
have ADHD before you come on to one of our group lives, you'll have it afterwards. Do you know what? Do you know what? I know. I think Peter does really well. Peter's just getting in there. When he's got something to say, he'll get in there. But poor old Dave from Get Some Color in Your Life, he is a very humble, quiet, beautiful soul. You know, like he is such a lovely guy. And Susan was absolutely amazing that she sort of like said, oh, hey, let's get Dave on. And she sort of like, because she learns a lot from his channel and everything, but he was just we were all just going chat,
I haven't
just
seen
like
it.
yeah. So he is so he's got an art channel. So he's a
Okay.
watercolor artist and teacher. And Susan was so keen to get him on. And you know, we're really looking to like up the male sort of presence as well, you know, just to kind of, you know, be more interesting and just, you know, like just you know, just for a bit of fun, bring some guys on. And because both him and Peter are English, they're quite fun to have on. He is such a sweet man. He's so sweet. And the other thing too, Susan, I've said like maybe with Carrie, watercolor with Carrie, like maybe we'll bring like you and Dave and Carrie on together, and you know, we can talk some arty sort of stuff because you know, I was very fortunate that I did art was one of my subjects when I was training to be a teacher, and then I lucked into middle school art teaching, and I've done a bit of a video where I've shown a bit of my art. So it's like one of my little fun things in the background that
So you were
I
an art teacher?
yeah, sort of like that was my minor when I was like learning to be a teacher. But so I lucked into a job because you needed to have like an art degree to normally be an art teacher. But
Right.
I lucked into a job for a couple of years teaching middle school art. And I just literally used to like, you know, just look up fun stuff. And like we would put a bunch of things upside down, just like I say to Susan, like put something upside down and your brain doesn't know what it is supposed to draw. And you can actually be dumb about it and sort of more follow the lines and stuff like that. So
is that a way to learn art?
do you know what? It's kind of one of the many ways to just sort of learn to do some little line drawings. Like if you want to draw something, like if I was to sort of draw like these glasses, for example, and I had the glasses sitting there looking like what my brain knows as glasses. But if I was to put the glasses upside down,
Right.
like my brain doesn't know really, like I literally just have to like draw the lines. An amazing example
Like break
is like
it down. You'd break
well,
it down.
you're going to actually, like if you've probably never drawn before, you're probably going to draw a more representative picture of the shape of the glasses, because as soon as you go like this, your brain can hijack you and like start forcing your hand to kind of draw the way you think glasses should look. But if you just take a familiar object that you see all the time, like a classic example I always think of as a teapot. If you put a teapot upside down and somehow prop it up somewhere, you literally just start dumbly drawing the lines that you see.
Wow,
And
that's
if you're
interesting.
aiming for a representative picture of what you can see, it is probably going to be more accurate because your brain isn't hijacking what your hand is doing. It is
That is so
fascinating.
interesting. I better tell
It
my
is
daughter.
fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah. So I used to just, you know what? I used to just do all this really fresh stuff like that. And, like I was like all in my early 20s and just, let's go do this. So,
I'm not good with drawing.
yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, Susan's got you drawn almost perfect. Like that's just one of those ways to just trick your brain into just drawing what your eye is actually seeing, as opposed to what you think it should look like.
Yes. Wow. That's
Okay,
very interesting.
Mrs. G. Christie, I'm sub to your channel as well. I've been watching your content for several weeks now. How nice.
Yes,
How nice.
I'm sub to your channel too, I believe. Yes, definitely.
And Gina, I've been trying to get Gina onto a live, and we chatted on, you won't mind me talking about this, will you, Gina? We chatted on email a few times, and I think at that point you hadn't yet done a live, and you said, oh, you'll do a live. And also I think you might have been, correct me if I'm wrong, you might have been talking about, being introverted, so just not quite sure how you're going to go in a chaotic situation that is a group live, like literally, right? It's chaotic.
Yeah.
But in a really fun way. So I quite love it because it's quite
took a
like
lot of courage. It took a lot of courage for me to show up in that group live.
I know it did. I know it did. I honestly, I was so
and I
proud of
wasn't
you.
totally
that
myself
you did.
neither, but that's okay. I did it.
You know what? You did it. You did it. But the other thing too is, your channel name, From Comfort to Confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are just living it. So you're living it. So these are, and those are all little stories, of course, that you can just make sure to jot down if you're ever giving some examples as well. You know how you give lots of examples and things, but that was way outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
So
was starting YouTube. So was everything that
starting
I've been doing.
YouTube. Exactly. I know. Actually, it's pretty funny. Actually, I was telling my husband this morning that because tell me why, and we'll wrap up in a moment because good. I've got my smelly job to go to shortly. It doesn't smell every day, but it can be any day. And when it comes on, it can be a couple of times a week.
I get migraines with smells, and I get nauseous. And
I know. Like literally, someone said something the other day. I think it was D. And I don't know whether I actually did post the reply to D when D's like, I wouldn't be doing that. But I've only been at that job for about a year. But I think I might have put with some asterisks, of course, but I said, well, if you think about a fart being poo particles, and then you're smelling all like, farty sulfur, methane. I don't even know. I'm not like researching deeply into it, but, am I smelling poo particles every day? And it's like onto my clothing and everything. Luckily I shower twice a day.
Being in a smelly environment makes me so miserable.
I know. And I definitely got like what you said. It's like, you sort of go to work in some nicer clothes and some
I was wearing the same clothes. It became my, I don't know, my outfit, my work outfit.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I just want to wear overalls there on those days. What were we talking about? Trying to get Gina. Oh, yes, Gina, we're trying to get you. What were we talking about? The group lives, the job. What did you just say before?
You were saying something, you're wrapping it up, but you didn't.
Yep. Let's have a look here. That's why the poll, what color is this? Some see it different. That's why the poll, what color is this? Some see it different. Exactly. The poll's about, is this a blue dress or a brown dress? Is that what you mean? Susan, you know how there have been those like little viral things that have said, oh, what color is this? And like
Mind illusion.
some people see blue, some people see baby steps.
Yeah. It's the brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baby steps. That's right. Baby steps. Exactly. With everything. Otherwise, it's too overwhelming.
Yeah. So, Mrs. G, definitely let me know if you want to do something a bit more chaotic and come onto a group live.
Try it.
Yeah, try it.
Worst case scenario, you sit there almost invisible, but you'll survive.
You'll survive. Yep. Oh, that's what I was saying. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. So why are your lives private?
I don't know.
That was what was on my mind. That was what was on my mind. So I'm glad that my, menopausal brain grabbed onto it from the depths before it was lost.
I don't know. Because honestly, I'm doing so much at the same time, and I haven't had the chance to look into it and figure out how to like publish them, and it's not something a priority on my mind right now.
No, exactly. Yeah. I understand. It's like when I understand, like
as simple as that.
It's exactly right. Yeah, I think. Susan will know. Rita's live's private. No, I don't believe so. But Susan, how do you have to like click something that when you go live, do you then click it, make it as a replay afterwards, like publish it as the video? Do you actually have to click that just for like future for you, Christie?
It's actually because I also I wanted to see if I could edit them, like to remove all, like if I messed up, you're on live, right? And I was talking to myself. I had some viewers here and there. So I wanted, if I were to post them, to remove some things, to edit it a little bit. And I believe if you don't have YouTube Premium, it doesn't let us upload. I could be wrong, but...
it doesn't let you upload a live?
Yeah, so I can take it to CapCut or whatever and
interesting.
Edit it.
Okay. Susan told me this. This is a tip from Susan because I can speak faster than I'm sure she might be typing this in, but I'm sure it was Susan. Susan said that once a video goes onto your channel, and I haven't done this yet, but you can go back and edit it. So Susan said, well, actually, Karen, if there's anything like super futsy, you know what I mean? You can edit it out.
In YouTube video, the editor there?
I think it might be the studio, but I'm sure hopefully she's writing it in there. But she's explained to me if there's anything that happens on your live, like if you say, so first of all, you don't need YouTube Premium to like if you wanted to make this public on your...
No, just I wanted to upload it or save it on my camera so that I can edit it.
Well, yes. So this is it. We're all ideating here. You're so nice, Bree. Oh my God, you inspire me. You inspire us so much too. But yeah, isn't this fun? Just chatting about stuff. You can edit. There we go. Kelly has said you can edit. YouTube Studio. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's just something like, just with all your... I know this is it, right? You're sort of like you're focused on the one thing, and you go, It's like Opus Kits.
I don't want to. I try not to make the same mistakes as before. With I start one thing and then I get attracted to shiny object syndrome. Get attracted to something
totally.
else.
Yeah.
And then never. So I just want to focus on what I'm doing right now. I'll do lives just to practice. And maybe to wake up the algorithm. I don't know. Hopefully, but in terms of like saving them or posting them, I know they'll give me view hours, watch hours, but at this point, especially now at the stage when I'm pivoting my niche and creating the product and all that stuff, I don't have space in my brain.
I know. And who was it? You know what? I loved it when I heard Rob the Maritimer say the other day, when I heard him just say something like, well, I like to do this, I like to do that, because I don't know, but I'm at a certain age now where I can definitely take in all the new stuff, but he's just like, well, then, some stuff drops off. You know what I mean? So, you want to like be selective, right? Where you put your energy, and you don't want to burn out. We're not here to burn out, are we?
No, exactly.
Oh, look at this. So nice. Oh my God. We're all excited. We've talked some more people into coming onto lives with us. Christie, And you know that you are always, always welcome. If you want to come on to any of our lives, or just do, even if you want to think about, let's do a 3 people with someone or whatever.
Yeah, maybe
we will
that would
do
be
it.
more. 3 is good for me. Or
Yeah.
maybe even
So
4, but when it
definitely,
gets beyond 4,
definitely.
it's a
I
little
know. And
overwhelming.
I know. But do you know what? Listen to this. It was so funny because one day, this was when I think Alison, Paula, Susan, and I, we might have all been on, and one of the group just said something like, "Hey, you know, we're doing pretty well. We're pretty talkative for a bunch of introverts." And I'm telling you, everyone was like talking over each other, and there was a little bit of mayhem, like happy mayhem. It was totally like the Waltons. Like we talk about the whole, oh, you know, good night you, and
I guess
everything.
we
Like
got used to each other too, so that
we've
helped.
gotten used to each other. So we
Yeah.
are so super comfortable, which is so nice. I
Yes.
love it. I love it so much. But anyway, the funniest thing is that then Dave from Get Some Color in Your Life comes in and says something like, really? A bunch of introverts. So I'm like chatting away with him and I'm going, oh yeah, which one of us do you think are the introverts? Because, you know, everyone was just like gabbing. Like, you know, it was fun. It was fun and chaotic. But I didn't think that we were all introverts. But yeah, because we're all just like super, super chatty.
Mrs.
I'm going to come
Paula
on one of these
doesn't come
days. Yeah,
across.
Kelly, come on. Just tell me when you're, yes, come on when you're not busy. Sorry, Christy?
Mrs. Paula doesn't come across as an introvert.
No, and it wasn't. No, and I think it might have been. It wasn't Paula who thought we were introverts, because then, do you know what? I have to say that did make me go and look up introvert. I've looked up introvert and extrovert. I've so many times in my life, and I thought that I had a bit of a view. And so, don't want to put you on the spot, but what's your definition, if you don't mind, Christy, like of an introvert? And then I'll tell you what I thought an introvert was, and then I looked it up, and then I learned something new. So what's your definition of an introvert?
Well, basically, an introvert is, and it's not just my definition, but generally, I know some people take it to extremes because they probably have other issues, but it's someone who, first and foremost, need time by themselves to recharge.
Yes.
Extroverts they thrive being in crowds and socializing and being out and whatever. Introverts, we thrive. We need, like, as a mother, stay-at-home mom, and my daughter is with me most of the time, I struggle with this because I don't get much time for myself, and it's hard. It's very hard. I used to take a good 2 hours a day for myself when I was single.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I miss that. I'm starving for that. But hey, it's okay. Every
Yeah.
stage is. But basically, this is the main thing about introverts is that they thrive. They need that time to recharge. And like if I'm in a setting where I love people, but like on Sunday I had my family over and whatever, but I get so drained after, even
Yes.
physically, because
Yeah.
of the mental. Not that I'm being
Toll.
fake
It's
or anything.
taxing. It's
To me, it's an
taxing for
effort.
you. Yeah.
Yes,
An effort.
it drains me. That
Yeah.
I'm literally dead tired afterwards. That's and plus we don't necessarily do too well with small talk. Like, hi, how you doing? How was your day? How's the weather? We don't do too well with that. Generally,
Yeah.
introverts. We're
Yeah,
more.
you're like, what's your point? Get to your point, man. Like you're not saying anything.
It's
I
not.
see your mouth moving, but you're not saying anything of
It's not
substance.
stimulating for me. It's the deep things. I could sit for hours and talk about like one topic. If even whether I'm pro or against it, because I like to dig deep. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's another thing with introverts, and they come across phone call. Okay. So they come across as maybe sometimes I used to have people tell me, you don't look too approachable, like bye.
Bye, Susan. Yeah, exactly. You don't look
It's
too
not. They
approachable.
would think that I'm like too proud or something, and it's not that.
Yeah,
It's just that, if you approach me, I'm very nice. I'll talk, but it's hard for me to approach because I'm also shy.
yeah,
So, but basically, this is introverts. Now, there are people who
yeah,
say, and a lot of introverts too are sensitive to noise. I certainly have that, like loud noise.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and
Do you
then
know
give it a
what,
think.
too?
What's your definition?
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about what you said when you said people, someone might say to you, just because you're minding your own business You know what I mean? You're enjoying your own company. You know, you're off somewhere, or you're going somewhere, or you're waiting for an appointment to start, or whatever you're doing. But that's got to be tough for introverts to have that judgment, you know, from extroverts. It would have to be, well, you don't look approachable. You know what I mean? And you're thinking, dude, like, I'm just minding my own business here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're not like making eye contact with everyone, well, actually, that can be a little bit over the top too, can't it?
You know, and I come from a culture that is very sociable,
Yes.
and I'm the odd one out in my family, and
Interesting.
even among my close friends, because in our culture, it's more about like you're expected to be sociable. You're expected
Yes.
to want to go out every week or whatever,
Yes.
see family and mingle and all that stuff. You're expected to attend every party or every
This is the
whatever.
Lebanese. This is your
Yeah.
Lebanese.
Yes. And although I've been here for, I don't know, lost track over most of my life.
Yeah.
But my parents, you know, they came
Of
here as
course, of
adults.
course.
So
Yeah.
plus all my mom's family is here. So, you know, when you stay, you keep more of your traditions when you're
Yeah.
surrounded with more like family members, right?
Yeah.
So that's why is a struggle for me, because no one can relate.
Yeah.
You know, I'm judged as like there's like an expression as if I'm like I don't like people.
Yeah.
I love people, but
Yeah.
I have an expiry date.
Of course you do. But
At some
but
point.
yeah. But you know what it is though? You know what it is? I think what it is it's someone else's definition of the way that they love people, right? So they may outwardly love people, you know what I mean? Like, and do certain things like ask you how you are and what you did at work today, and, you know, chat and engage you in lots of small talk. That's their way of loving people. So it's a little bit tricky, isn't it, when someone puts their way of doing things onto you? Like, oh, do you not really love people? Do you not really love us all being here for 3 hours and things like that? It's like, well, actually, no. What it is my social battery is actually like, you know, I've got to, you know, is going down, right? Like one of my kids is like extremely introverted. And so I've really learned quite a bit just about the whole kind of, you know.
So you don't blame your kid. It's he, she.
Alex,
You
yeah.
don't
I
blame him.
don't
Like you
blame
don't
him.
tell him why
Oh
are you like
no,
this.
no,
Like, you know?
I've learned, because he's an adult and he's like in his early 20s and he still lives with us. But we've had so many conversations, and I used to say to him things like, you know, you need to talk to the relatives, and like when they were growing up as kids, right? Oh, we're going to the Christmas party. I need you to talk to the relatives and just be available for the relatives and the adults and stuff. And poor kid, you know what I mean? And leave your little
Not easy.
Nintendo in the car and things like that. But
It's not easy. I've lived my life trying all the time to like not be myself and feeling like I'm wrong. Like I'm the bad one in a sense.
yeah, exactly. Because
I'm not as sociable.
no, and because guess what? Because extroverts are so chatty, generally we feel like, you know, that we are, you know, we're entitled to sort of give our view like, well, I don't think the way I don't think you like me very much because you're not asking me a whole bunch of stuff as soon as you walk in the door from work or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's a real flaw in extroverts kind of thinking that, you know, and that's why extroverts can be absolutely annoying, because it's
And
just
I
like,
think
look,
extroverts
just leave me alone, man. You know?
I think extroverts get bored with deeper conversations too. They're more like, okay, so what are you trying to say? Cut to the chase,
Yeah.
you know? So I've learned to, I tend to give more details in general when I talk, when I'm trying to tell a story. A lot of people they don't want to hear all those details. They want to just cut to the chase, you know?
Yeah.
Just wrap it up, you know? They don't want to go, and I like to talk more things about like my faith, like certain views. Like any topic, I could go deep. I like to dig deep. If it's at the surface, to me, it's too boring.
Yeah, I like going deep too. But it's interesting too, because I mean, I'm extroverted, but I love to go deep too. I'd rather talk about one topic in depth or 3 topics over a long period of time, you know. And guess what? I actually really love one-to-one. Like I really, really love that too. As like I realize that if I'm in a party situation, like I'll be happiest when I'm having a bit of a deep conversation, actually chatting with someone and finding out like what's been going on with their life and things like that. Then
so maybe you're introverted extrovert.
Yeah, I think I am, because I'm going to be extremely energized, like going into work, and I'm extremely energized after coming, like, you know, like leaving alive and just sort of rejoining the family and things, I feel so happy and I feel so energized because we've had fun conversations. I've learned so much and it's just fun. I just find it really, really fun. But I definitely love to have my quiet time, whereas I recognize that my sister-in-law is a raging extrovert because she always wants to go on holiday. Here's a clue, I reckon, with other people. Like, let's do like a big, like not just your family, but like with groups of friends and stuff. And I think I don't really want to do that. I want to go places and meet up with friends, but I don't want to kind of like be like we're traveling as a group of people or whatever, like 10 of us, because I just find that quite overwhelming. And I want to go back to my room and I want to have a couple of quiet hours just to do my own projects, right? Well, we've all got projects to do as well. Like you can't be just out there, transmitting, like and doing and just pressing the flesh on a million people, you know what I mean? Like on a cruise ship or something. So yeah, I think that I'm extroverted, but I'm not like crazy extroverted. Like when I hear about my sister-in-law, like go on these group things and let's go camping and let's all go in 5 tents. I'm just like, no, because someone will be offended and they'll think that I'm being like snobby or there's something wrong or like why am I just hiding in my tent or something for 2 hours. So yeah, I'm not a crazy extrovert.
Yeah, it's good to have a balance.
Yeah, good to have a balance.
In general, yes.
Yeah. All right, my lovely. It has been so much fun. I have really loved you. You had the right idea. Let's just come on and just have a chat. But when you're, with your little switch up in your channel and the digital products, and that's the flavor in the air right now, isn't it, with our stand store challenge and all of that. So it was so awesome chatting with you, Christie.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'll talk to you about
all the stuff. We'll talk about all the stuff.
I just want to finish like this series right now, maybe in a couple of weeks, and then my brain will be more available.
Do you know what? And I think, I guess the last thing I will sort of like say is that the most important thing I think is for all of us to be making sure that we're building our content, right? You know what I mean? Because there's so many shiny little things, and even when people can't come on a live because they're making their content and stuff, that's really important. You know what I mean? So
yes,
I get all of that.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for this. Nice.
Thank you for coming on, and just know that we'll obviously be in touch. But just when you want to, if you want to feel like coming on to something or a smaller group thing, even maybe with Gina may want to come on a little 1, 2, 3 with us.
Introverts.
Introverts. Yes.
And half an introvert.
Yes, 2.5 introverts.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be so cool. I just love it. I love it. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you, Gina.
See you soon.
Thank you, Kelly. See you later, Christie.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Oh, she's saying yes. She's saying yes.
Oh, okay.
Amazing. We'll
Get
make it happen.
Then. We'll fix it
We'll
up.
touch base. Amazing. All right, ladies. See you later.
Bye.
I'm going off to my smelly job. All right. Bye.
Have fun. Bye.
Bye.